Well, good morning to you all. Thursday, Cornishman Day. Well, I hope we've all had a good Christmas. I'd say Merry Christmas, but a good Christmas. I mean, ours was quiet, but it was very nice. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But we've got to be very careful with all these coughs and colds that are in us. Anyway, I hope everybody's all right. And I will say, bless and knoweth thou, do we all. It's Happy New Year to you all, which is, well, Sunday's 1st of January 2023. I only said it yesterday, looking back, we was all worried about when the year 2000 come. Now we're up 2023. So anyhow, hope everybody's all right. That's the most thing. And the evenings are pulling out. I know we've had drop rain, but that's all we want. Bit of drop rain has done us all good. When you look at what's happening out in America, we haven't got it so bad over here. And and they poor people out in Ukraine, with not nothing electric thing. So keep being positive. It'll be all right. It's coming on all right. Now, I got a special birthday today. Pembroke's Low and niece, Paul Hodge, our grandbard of the Gorseth. It's his birthday today. Minette returns today, and also to Terry Moyle, a friend of mine. He's at the big 8-0 today. So happy birthday to you, Terry. I hope everything's all right. Now, I'm going to do one here today, Herbert Lean. This one's called Revival. There was a great revival going on down in our little chapel with special services every night for the week. The place was packed, setting up in the windows like strands of onion they was, and a handsome bit of singing. Feather and me was there every night, and you would be early to get a good seat. Richard Henry was at the door handing out books. Already there was a different feeling. Everybody was speaking to each other that hadn't spoken for years. There were two sisters that lived apart and hadn't opened their mouth to each other for over 20 years. One was in the bed sick, but the other had been to the meetings and thought now is the time to show a bit of change spirit. So she visited her sister and went to her bedside, saying how sorry she was her dear sister was so ill. Oh, 'tis very good and kind of ye to come and see me, was the reply, but mind, if I get better, everything must be the same as before. Jan and Near always been the first in the pub as soon as 'twas opened, haven't been missed the place for the week. Up in the front seat he was, leading the singing, and his missus sitting alongside of him. Afore the revival, she said he was never home. She almost forgot what he'd look like. Old Tamsy, who had been a bailier since the chapel had been built, and nearly everybody had forgot now, had callers every day with flowers and something to eat. Had to send for the doctor, they did. Made herself sick eating so much. 'Tis said she cleared a whole figgy pudding. Now, Mrs. James, who lived up Churchtown, went into Mrs. Treglown's next door and asked, "Haven't we been down to the chapel yet and heard the new preacher? He's some handsome. Goes on, do it good. I've been going chapel for years. Haven't done me no harm. I can't do it, 'cause Friday I had the bathroom all. What is it to be done? I will do, so get us ready and I'll be in 7 o'clock. Sure enough, 7 o'clock, in comes Mrs. James with a clean apron under her arm, and then off she goes. Mrs. Treglown with the remark, first night I've been out for 2 years. Well, so long. About 10 o'clock she returned, singing as she came up the garden, who will be the next? As she opened the door, she saw all the children was up in bed, supper laid out on the table, and the kettle singing on the slab. This is proper, all the work done, and I've had a lovely time. But how did he get on with the children? Well, I bathed them all and put them to bed, but I had some job with the ginger one. Ginger one? I haven't got no ginger one. Yes, you have. Come on up, and I'll show 'ee. When they got upstairs and the culprit was pointed out, Mrs. Tregown exclaimed, "Oh, law, you bathed and put Heather to bed, too." Anyhow, have a nice weekend and just take care.